I'm with John Goldacre, the owner of Goldacre Estates, based in Fuerteventura in the Canary Islands. Hi, John. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Alfredo. Very, very good indeed. It's nice to meet with you today.
Likewise, likewise. Wonder if you could just tell me a little bit about your background and how the agency came about.
Yeah, absolutely. I first moved to the Canaries 25, 26 years ago, initially to Tenerife. From there was looking at all of the islands and things like that. And we went one time for a long weekend in Fuerteventura, and that was some 22 years ago now. Literally had a fabulous long weekend there, did the length and breadth of the island, and decided that it was that fabulous that we were going to move there. And that's what happened really at the end of the day. I was working in Tenerife. Prior to that, I'd been in big business, big corporate business across the world. I sort of came out of there and had been investing in Tenerife as an investor, and really started by going to work for a local estate agent because I had really decided that I wasn't going to go back into huge corporate life again. And the Canaries lifestyle really suited me. So I went to work for an estate agent and learnt the business from the ground up. I started really as a sales consultant and went from there really at the end of the day.
So when did you make the jump to set up your own company?
Well, when we went to Fuerteventura, we actually, from working for the estate agent in Tenerife, I then went to work for another company, which is a mainland Spanish company, and I set up offices across all of the islands for them. So really, I did my university education, if you like, from going from a smaller estate agent, then to running a company across all of the islands, which was super successful. And then I decided from there that we would actually start our own. So Goldacre Estates was really about 17 years ago now that we formed the company. We're a full real estate agency. We offer advice to developers, to investors, to individual clients looking to change their lifestyles, looking for obviously new properties. We do long-term rentals, but we don't do holiday rentals from that point of view. I did actually used to have a separate holiday rental company, but it was very, very time consuming. So we actually sold that and really just concentrate on our core business, which is selling and developing real estate from that point of view.
So you also develop projects?
Only not in a big way. Only in small things. We're buying pieces of land, building a villa, that sort of thing. Buying properties, redeveloping them, and then selling them on. So that sort of thing. We're not a big developer in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, tell me a little bit about Fuerteventura and who buys there, and how does it compare to the other islands?
Well, Fuerteventura is just, I mean, it really is a place that grabs your heart. It's one of those places that you visit, and you either love it or you hate it. It's one of those relationships that you have. But most people, thankfully, fall in love with it, and it's just such a gorgeous, relaxed place. It's got so many beautiful places. The beaches, we've got 167 kilometers of golden sand beaches, literally white sands. So we're never in a situation where we've got overcrowded beaches or anything like that. As I said, the lifestyle is very, very relaxed. It's an island which is a step back in time from some of the others, really, to be quite frank with you. It's got some really, really beautiful villages and lots of different coastal resorts, from El Cotillo through to Coralejo, Caleta de Fusti, running down the coast, Gran Tarajal, Costa Calma, Handia. So it's got a really diverse environment, really, at the end of the day.
What sort of nationalities buy there from abroad?
I always say that we're the playground of all of Europe because we have 365 days of the year sunshine. Obviously, we get the odd cloudy day, but for general, I mean, we get all of Europe. Mainland Spanish people buy their winter sunshine homes there. We have lots of Germans today buying, French, Belgium, Scandinavians, Poland, Slovakia, Czechoslovakia. Just obviously the British market continues to be very strong for us too. I mean, French. I mean, it's just really a big melting pot of lots of different nationalities, and that's really the beauty about Forteventura and part of its attractiveness. Everybody gets on really, really well together, and it's just pretty amazing, really. At the end of the day, it's a really cool place. And one of the key things, again, over other places, it's got a lot of safety. We don't have high crime rates or anything like that. Of course, being an island, there's only 3 ports, the ferry ports, that is, that go off of the island, and 1 airport. So it's very easy to control from that point of view. People don't go around stealing cars. You always have your little things like petty crime, but that's mostly from people that are visiting rather than locals, really, to be quite frank with you. But it's an incredible place to be and be involved with. Every day is a joy. It's every day is a real joy, and just the people. I mean, the people from the other islands that come there. I mean, when I moved from Tenerife to Forteventura, I mean, we were walking down one of the main towns, Coralejo High Street, for example, one day, and we saw people that we knew from Tenerife, and we said, well, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "Well, we always come to Forteventura for our holidays, So it's pretty amazing, really."
Wow, so they go from Tenerife to Fuerteventura for the holidays. That's
exactly, and Gran Canaria a lot as well, because of course there's a lot of synergy with Gran Canaria. So it's the inter-island travel is very, very easy. We've got the ferries, and of course we've got the inter-island flights, which are very, very simple and very frequent to the other islands as well.
What are property prices like these days there? Have they gone up in line with the rest of Spain?
I mean, yes. I mean, obviously, property prices have moved up, really, at the end of the day. I mean, property prices, they're still, in terms of Forteventura, you can get much better value for money than you can on some of the other bigger islands like Tenerife, Lanzarote, Gran Canaria. And of course, in the main places in mainland Spain as well. But so in terms of value, you can get incredible value for money from that point of view. Starting prices, to give you an example, starting prices circa 100,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment, and then sort of really going up from there to, again, and just depends on where it is. Coralejo, for example, we have some great apartments today for 135,000 euros, 1-bedrooms. But then on the seafront, Coralejo, you'll pay $1.5 million, 2 million, 2.5, going up. So the spread that we have in terms of property prices across all of the island is pretty immense. We actually cover the whole of the island from our offices. I mean, we have a really great team of people. We've got 18 staff. We're a family business. My name is John Goldacre. The company name is Goldacre Estate, so we have nowhere to hide. My wife, Artemis, works in the company. My son, Alexander, works in the company. And we've got 18 really, really great people. I mean, my head of admin, for example, has been with us for 20 odd years now, working with us. And she's originally from mainland Spain, came to Forteventura many years ago. And, we've seen her grow up with a family now and things like that. So, we're a very close-knit business in terms of working together. And our common goal really is our clients, to make sure that our clients are really, really well looked after. That's what we've driven our name on. And that is the most important thing to anybody new that is joining our company, to embrace that ethos of, clients have saved hard for their properties for a very, very long time, and they deserve the very, very best that they can. And this is everything that we try to do. I mean, even it doesn't matter how long a client takes to buy a property with us. I mean, the longest client it's ever taken is 20 years from when we first met them. And then when they did actually buy their property, they actually bought it on the phone with us. And that's one thing that has been quite interesting for us in terms of how the market has changed and our reputation. We do actually have a lot of video phone sales that we do today because of our reputation. So that's a really nice thing to have.
And so how is the market at the moment?
It's super, super positive, Alfredo. I mean, since COVID, it really was a trigger. It was like a switch that turned off in people's heads that they really wanted to embrace their lives and actually do something that they've always wanted to do. And COVID, as I said, was a big trigger for that. And it's driven sales exponentially, really, at the end of the day. I mean, being an island, there isn't that many properties, and that's one of the good things about buying on an island like Forteventura is that there is limited property, so you've got a lot of protection in your property. It's not as though somebody can come and got a choice of zillions. There's a choice of few, and this is a really, really positive thing. So in terms of market, it is super, super buoyant today. We make a lot of sales on the phone. We have, this is one of the things that came out of COVID. I mean, obviously, shut down. There's nothing. There's no planes. There's nothing coming to the island. So, I had 24 hours of panic, really. What are we going to do? And then I got the team together on Zoom calls and video calls, and we were talking about different things that we could actually do to take the market to our clients, because this is the thing for us. We have to be approaching our clients before they get to the island. So places like Kiro are very valuable to us in terms of advertising and bringing in clients and hitting those clients before they get to the island. We don't wait for them to come to our door. So we're very, very bold with our marketing. So we sat down and we said, well, we've got to take the market more to them and give them more feelings. So we started experimenting with a lot of walkthrough videos, and those now appear on all of the properties on our site. We do full walkthrough videos on those. My business development director, who is in charge of all of our takes and things like that, that's his area of responsibility, and he has a big following on YouTube now because of it. But so we do full walkthrough videos, and then from there, clients will ask for a private video. So we'll do, WhatsApp videos with them in the property and the surrounding areas and look at every single detail. And, from there, we've actually sold many, many properties, not just low value properties, but €1 million properties plus from that point of view. So, that for me is an exciting part of one of the things that came out of COVID, because there was nothing. We had no client, or at the time there was about 88,000 people on the island. We've got about 124,000 people, full-time residents now. So we have a very, very low population. So our market is everywhere outside of Forteventura, really, at the end of the day.
What about challenges? Are there any challenges in the marketplace at the moment?
There's always challenges in every marketplace, and our biggest one today is stock. Finding the properties to sell. That's our biggest problem, because again, and this comes back to the financial crisis. The market dynamics have changed a lot. People are not selling their properties like they used to do, because going back to the financial crisis, when the properties were really cheap because the banks had no money, you have a situation where people weren't taking mortgages, so they don't have outside financial pressures like they used to do before the crisis. So they're holding on to their properties a lot longer now, and unless there's family circumstances or anything like that that's driving a change or wanting to move up, that has created and of course then with the sales that we're making today, there is a huge shortage of stock. I mean, I've got a team of 3 people whose sole job it is just to find us properties, who scour the island top to bottom. We talk to a lot of people from different adverts and things like that, and we do a lot of advertising and marketing on Facebook to people that are looking to sell. So because we have quite a high sales rate, and that for us is the biggest challenge that I actually have to endure today. And Nick Tan, my business development director, is the one that I'm always speaking to on a very regular basis about where's that stock, where's those properties to feed the sales team, and the clients. And this is the key task that we have. I mean, the other key issue that we come across, which is a difficulty for us, is finding just some of the right people to come and join us to fuel our expansion plans for the future. I mean, with Goldacre Estates, I mean, we've been here for a long time, and we'll be here for a long, long time in the future with, Alexander coming through in the business, and some of our other team members who are taking more responsible roles in the company today for the future. And to find people is one of our biggest things that we're again constantly working at, to find the right people to join us and that are looking for long-term futures and looking to develop a career in a solid company. I mean, we've been very lucky we won Best Real Estate Agent in the International Property Awards for the whole of Spain. So we were very lucky from that point of view. So, I mean, the company's always looking at how we're developing ourselves. We never stop still. We're constantly looking to develop every single aspect of daily working life, really, at the end of the day, and what we learn from every single client, because every client's different. So those are some of our challenges.
So to sum up then, you're family owned, professionally run, and your challenges are that business is so good that you have a shortage of stock, but the demand remains high. So would it be logical then to say that your outlook for the rest of 2024 is pretty positive?
Absolutely. I mean, we set a budget every year at the end of every year where we look towards next year. We take into account all of the market that as we know, what we know is possibly coming and things like that. So yes, we have a very positive outlook for the rest of 2024 and moving into 2025, unless something happens dramatically like a crisis that we don't envisage. But the market is very, very strong, and it's a market that will never get overcrowded, because there's no way that it can be overconstructed, the island as well. This is one of the other beauties of Fuerteventura. There's a lot of protection in the land, in terms of we've got a lot of natural parkland that can't be constructed on. We've got a lot of rural land that can't be constructed. So there is a lot of protection from that point of view, and that will drive the prices even stronger on the island because of limited build availability. I think, some people, are expecting again, or maybe the prices are going to go down. It's something that we have to deal with a little bit with people, clients that are looking to buy, and try and educate them a little bit from that point of view, because, there is nothing that is actually driving them down. It's only driving them forwards. And, they're still in reach for a lot of people, against what you can buy in other countries. The value that you can get for a property in Fuerteventura is immense. I mean, truly, truly immense. You can get some super, super beautiful properties. I mean, a seafront apartment, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, for example, 100 square meters of apartment with 45 square meters of terrace directly in front of the sea, 325,000 euros. So, with car parking, with gym on site, with the storeroom included. So, I mean, there's some huge value in the properties that we have. Absolutely.
Well, John, that's been amazing and enlightening. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
Really appreciate the time. It's been really great speaking to you today.